Yo, this is Bad Company from at the Triple Darkness Camp, and you're watching MPC Mind Power Composition. Big up Rings of Sign. Going for some influences and background. Mainly hip hop, rap, whatever you want to call it. Early influences, I'd say a lot of reggae, funk, George Clinton, stuff like that. Yeah, first got into hip hop around, you know, the late 80s, early 90s. Snoop Dogg, you know, Doggy Style, that LP was kind of like the first hip hop LP that I heard, and it kind of just, I know, it blew me away, man. It was like the first like real gangster type music I heard, you know, with like explicit language. And being a little kid, it was shocking, and it just opened up hip hop to me and a world of, yeah, whole new world of music, man. From then, just started like, from then, yeah. So the first piece of, the first musical item I acquired, I remember, was the MPC 2000 XL. We bought that in 2002, if I can remember. And yeah, that was like a group kind of thing. That was when I was in a group back in the day. Me and a few friends that I'm still close with. Yeah, we went down West End, and yeah, we had that in mind. We knew what we wanted, done our research, got it back home, plugged it in straight away, went through the manuals, and yeah, you know, we was making beats within an hour, man. We had our first beats up and running. Big up my boy Individual Media, you know, me and him kind of like ran through the manual ourselves. He showed me the ropes on a lot of stuff. That guy's real talented, and even to this day, man, I'm still learning a lot of him. So yeah, big up. So yeah, going back to my boy Individual Media, he showed me a lot about it on the technical side, because I was just eager to just get like cracking on it and start making beats straight away. I was kind of impatient. He's more like of a technical kind of guy, so yeah, after going through the manual, he kind of showed me what to do, like the basics, you know, how to chop, how to get like drums and stuff. And from then, like I said, once he showed me, you know, I had that in my head, make sure I memorized it. And yeah, anything else that I needed to know, I'd call him up, and yeah, he'd kind of like go through it and let me know. So yeah, I was shown the ropes. How steep the learning curve on the MPC 2000 XL when we first got that. I mean, you can take it as far as you want to take it. There's so much you can do with it. If you just want to make a beat and get to it straight away, you know, you can do that. It's easy like that. But I mean, there's other things you can do. You can make classical shit on that. And yeah, as like time with time, as you go along, you do learn more, and you know, your beats get better. But I mean, yeah, it's not easy to, I mean, it's not hard to learn, it's quite easy to pick up, so it wasn't that steep, the learning curve. In terms of like how long it took me to master it, I never did master it, if I'm honest, and it's something that, you know, if I ever did get the item again, which I don't have no more, I sold it, unfortunately, but yeah, if I ever did pick it up again, it's something that I would like to master, you know, from front to back, because it's definitely one of the best kind of musical items I've ever worked with. Musical instruments, in terms of like hardware, you know, it's up there, man. Like everyone knows, it's a banging piece of hardware. You know, you can't go wrong with the MPC. Do I feel the MPC was the right piece of gear to get me kickstarted? Yeah, definitely I do. At the time, we've done our research, you know, in terms of what was out there, and you know, the reviews and the recommendations led us straight to the MPC. There was nothing else out there at the time in terms of the music we wanted to make, hip hop. Yeah, that was the best piece of equipment to get. So yeah, the equipment I'm using nowadays, going forward in time, a few years, is the Maschine, Native Instruments Maschine, the MK1. And you know, the reason why I use it mainly is because, you know, integrated software, and that was one of the main reasons I unfortunately sold my MPC, because I found it a bit tricky to sync up with software I was using at the time, which was Logic. And when it comes to beats and getting into the creative kind of process, I'm a bit impatient. I just want to get into the process quick and, you know, make something as quick as possible. And yeah, I didn't really have, you know, using the MPC and trying to get to use it with the Logic, which I was using at the time, software, it was slow. So I found out about the Maschine and found out that it came with its own software, and that's really what I was looking for a long time, that you know, I didn't know about. So once I got the wind of that, picked it up straight away and yeah, got into it, man. Equipment I've used over the years in terms of hardware would not be that many. I mean, in terms of like producing field and making beats, I like to say I'm still a baby in the game, so I've got a lot to learn. And yeah, so yeah, starting with the Maschine, with the MPC, sorry, 2000 XL, all the way up to the Maschine which I'm using now, hardware terms. In terms of software, going back a few years earlier than the MPC, picked up a Cubase, started using that, and then got into Logic, and then from Logic, you know, kept with that because I found it much easier to use, and it got better and better with time, you know. So yeah, just Logic, MPC, Maschine, Cubase way back in the day, but yeah, now it's mainly Maschine and Logic. Do I prefer hardware or software? I prefer hardware, if I'm honest, just for the hands-on feel, but without the software nowadays, you know, everything being very like computer based, you know, I feel it gives you that, you know, that boost, that edge that you need just to make everything come together that more smoother, that more easier, you know, just to tweak things a lot more. So, you know, anything that, you know, you can use, any software you can use with hardware, it's a thumbs up from me, man. My favourite brand of musical equipment, if I'm honest, still would be the MPC 2000 XL, anything from that era, you know, everyone knows about the era I'm talking about. So yeah, definitely be the MPC 2000. Musical equipment I'd recommend to a beginner. That's a tricky one, depending on the beginner, whether they want to get into software or hardware based beat making. I started out on software, which kind of got me, I found it easier to kind of, you know, like play instruments and stuff like that on the keyboard, and you know, found out later on that I could make beats like easier on a hardware device such as the MPC or the Maschine. So I mean, I will go with hardware, but I mean, it depends on the user. Okay, the reason I chose hardware over software is because I'm a guy that likes to like, you know, I've always been you know, when I hear a beat or I'm listening to a beat or a song that I like, I always find myself, you know, like imitating the drums with my hands, and I feel that is the best way to make a beat. You know, that's what drummers do. When you see drummers in a band, they're playing real drums. And in terms of, you know, doing it on a keyboard or doing it with a mouse, you know, some people are good at it, and you know, if you've got the patience, you can pick it up. But I feel it's always better to be hands-on, so that's the reason why I choose hardware over software. My views on sampling is, you know, it's a part of hip hop, man. It's a big part of hip hop, and you know, it's basically you know, from the earliest beats, from the earliest hip hop songs, you know, it's all samples, man. And you know, I mean, where would hip hop be without it? You know, I love sampling, I love digging, I love chopping, just different things you can do. You know, yeah, it's a big part of hip hop, man. Music I find myself sampling most depends on the type of moods I'll be going through on a weekly basis. One week I might be heavy into a lot of jazz, the next week I might be heavy into a lot of soul, and then any obscure random European stuff. You know, so it kind of depends. Right now I'm going through like a jazz kind of phase, so yeah, I'm getting into a lot of jazz stuff. Miles Davis, Charlie Parker, Grover Washington. So yeah, it depends on a weekly basis, really. Do I share my sampling info with people? Yeah, sure I do, man. Anyone who asks really where I got the sample from, yeah, I have no problem in telling them, man. Something that I think, you know, by sharing information like that with people, makes us better producers. You know, it keeps us on the lookout for dope shit to sample, man, for fresh shit to sample. You know, something that I've done, another person can hear, flip it, and make it sound totally different. I have no problem with it, man. It's all building better producers. How I acquire my samples. Nowadays, it's usually mainly all vinyl. When I first started making beats, it was all e-digging, YouTube. So yeah, the reason why I kind of got off of that, obviously, is because getting stuff online, it doesn't give you the feel you're going for. It's compressed a lot so you can hear that. And yeah, just going for the vinyl, it's got that warmth that in it, it's got that kind of crackle, that snap, you know, makes it kind of like more appealing to the ears. And yeah, it's just it's part of hip hop as well, you know. Now, my favorite sampler nowadays would have to be the Maschine, man. In terms of using it with the software, it comes with its own software, so together they make quite a good pair, man. And yeah, in terms of chopping stuff up, it's real easy, it's real nice. You can, yeah, take what you want, intricate parts. So yeah, nowadays I'd say the Maschine. Back in the days, my favorite sampler would have been the MPC. In terms of chopping, it's still just as good as the Maschine, but Maschine has its own software, so you know, you can get down to the real nitty-gritty with it. My favorite software now, I'd say, is still Logic. I use Logic Pro 9, not as much as I did. I find myself using the Maschine software, doing everything in Maschine more nowadays, but I still say Logic Pro 9 is my favorite software. Would I say I focus more on samples or drums when crafting the joint? I'd say I'd focus on both as equally, because I don't think, well, in my view, I like good drums and I like a good sample, so you know, I try and kind of match the two up with each other. So whatever the sample tells me what kind of drums it needs, I'll try and look for those drums, and if I don't have them, I'll try and, you know, tweak it so, you know, they fit over the sample nicely, vice versa. If I have a beat, skeleton beat, you know, no sample playing, I'll try and like get the sample EQ'd or filtered out to the right level where it's sitting over the drums nicely. So yeah, they're both as equally as important as each other. See, I'm not an MPC user nowadays, but you know, if you are an MPC user and you're looking for one, anything, you know, from the 2500 downwards, you know, so yeah, starting from then, you know, the 2000 XL, I forget the first one, the MPC 60, if you can get that, you know, but yeah, anything from like 2500 beyond, I mean backwards, you know. The best current MPC in my opinion, well, personally, I don't think, I've heard a lot of bad reviews about the MPCs of lately, so yeah, I couldn't really give you a recommendation on that. I know that they have a new one, which is the MPC Renaissance. Apparently it comes with its own software, and you know, a lot of people have been recommending, raving on about it, and apparently yeah, it's supposed to be just as good as the Maschine. Some people say it's better, you know, so yeah, I might check it out in the future, who knows, man. Two of my favorite instruments, one would have to be the saxophone, and the other would have to be, I'd say, electric guitar. And no, I cannot play either. I would like to play both, but yeah, those two instruments there just take the track to a whole new level. They really bring, you know, something out of the track. If I can learn to play any two instruments, I'd start off with the piano and the guitar as well, just to pick up the chords and, you know, take it from there, just so I got the chords kind of on lock. And then yeah, from there I like to play as many instruments as I could, you know, like the more the merrier. If I could choose two producers to work on a joint, who would they be? I'd have to say DJ Premier and Pete Rock, because just the way that they do their thing, man, it's crazy, it's out of this world, you know. They're two of my favorite producers. I've admired them for so long, and yeah, it's just the way that they take what they want out of, you know, the sample and fit different samples together. They're real good at, you know, making instrumentation out of samples kind of things. Yeah, it's real intricate, you know, so I'd like to work with one of them, either of them. If I could choose two MCs to work with on a joint, who would they be and why? I would choose first, the choice would be Vinny Paz Yenza, Jedi Mind Tricks. Second choice would be Rock Marciano. I would say for Vinny Paz, I don't know, from when I first heard Jedi Mind Tricks, man, you know, it brought me back to when I first heard Wu-Tang for the first time, and just that raw, gritty fucking hip hop, you know, that, yeah, it just took you where you needed to go. And yeah, I didn't hear nothing like that for a while after We Forever dropped, man. And you know, I didn't really like, I was quite late getting onto Jedi Mind Tricks. So when I actually found out about them, you know, it was just you know, the timing was right for me. It was just like, yeah, Vinny Paz to me is an MC that's just got better over time. Each album, you know, that they drop or he drops, man, his craft just keeps getting better. So yeah, he's an ill MC, man. Rock Marciano again, another guy that got slept on, but you know, last few years he's been more and more consistent, and the heat has been, you know, it's been there, man. And yeah, he's definitely one to watch out for, man. Rock Marciano is another guy that's ill with the wordplay, you know. So yeah, listening to his last few albums, man, they're classics in my opinion. Like, slept on albums if you don't know about them, man. Yeah, my top 3 producers would be, in order as well, number 1, RZA, number 2, DJ Premier, and number 3, Alchemist AOC. Going from RZA first, to me, yeah, was or still is, you know, one of the illest producers in the game, hip hop, you know, hands down. One of the guys that has his own sound, really can't be fucked with, man. He's the producer of some of the illest hip hop songs, you know, you'll ever hear, man. Classics, a whole bunch of classics, and he's one cat, you know, I could definitely learn a lot from. DJ Premier, again, is equally as good, man. His own kind of style, you know, he's the kind of, people see him as the father of that boom bap East Coast kind of hip hop style that, you know, so many people, whether you want to say imitate or like, you know, be inspired by. DJ Premier is another guy. The way he does his thing is totally, you know, like unique, and yeah, he's another guy I'd like to definitely learn a lot from. And yeah, AOC as well, Alchemist. Yeah, you know, from when he's old stuff with Mobb Deep, he's another guy that's just got better and better over the years. And every AOC joint, every new AOC joint, I look forward to, because I know it's gonna be fire. And yeah, another guy I can definitely learn a lot from, man. In terms of MCs who I think is kind of like popping right now at the moment, would be Sinister Stricken. If you ain't heard of him, ill MC from out the UK. You know, he's dropped a lot of material over the years. You know, he's got that real dark style that like I'm into, and yeah, he's one of the illest MCs over here, man. He's just dropped a new, I think it's just a new album actually, Dark Romanticism. Yeah, I've been listening to that shit over the past like couple weeks. It's definitely a banger, man. You know, another one of these LPs that I like as well, Chaos Theory. You know, he's got quite a few like, you know, gems. So if you ain't heard of mine, man, like, get to know, man. Sinister Stricken, man. Alright, yo, this is Bad Company at Triple Darkness. About to get into a track that I've done for Solar Black. It's coming out on his Wing Scarabs LP next year. Hasn't been named yet as far as I know, but yeah, about to get into it. Show you how it was composed and made up and all that. It's one of the first tracks I've done on a Maschine, so yeah, here goes. Sample I took is from an old soul sample. To be honest, quite old. I don't know where I can't remember where I got it from. When I first got the Maschine, I was using a lot of like e-samples, so it's probably off something that I ripped off YouTube, to be honest. But yeah. Drums as well, live drums mixed with some like kits that I downloaded, as you do. So that's the bass. The bass is basically used like from the sample, just filtered and turned up. Like, it's another trick that my boy Rings Shaolin showed me. So bring it back in, you can hear the difference. Different shops here. I'm gonna just run through the different shops. Basically how the main loop goes. how he flipped it, chopped it up, made it into what it is. Banger for my boy Solar Black. Look out for that on the Wing Scouts LP, dropping next year. Bring the Jones back in, it's official. Back to get into, done for my boy Stinking Slum Rock, coming out on the mixtape soon to drop. This one's called Head Gone, so yeah, let's get into it real quick. Yeah, so my boy Slum Rock, he sent me over the vocals, so I just made the beat around the vocals kind of thing. And yeah, it came out like this, man, real boom bap, on the head type shit. Again, live drums, over a couple kit drums as well. The samples took him from a vinyl that I have called The Planets. I can't remember who the author is, but the album's basically called The Planets, and each track is a name of a planet, i.e. Neptune, Saturn, etc, etc. This one's called Uranus. When I sent this to my boy Slum Rock, he was saying he's feeling it's like some regal shit. Kind of reminds you of like, you know, some proper like, yeah, regal shit, some like kingly shit, man. So yeah, we take you through the shops. So yeah, I could have played it in any kind of order, which is not really coming to me at the moment, but you know, the chops are there. It's just the order I play it in. Sometimes I get real intricate, flip it up, do some mad shit, and it's like, you can't really repeat that, do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, at the moment in time, it is what it is. But yeah, it kind of just came all together, you know what I mean? I done it real quick, sent it to my boy Stinking, he was feeling it, and yeah, real soon. Just let it rock out like that. It's the outro. Head Gone. Yo, this next one I'm about to get into is off the Flowtecs EP that me and him done together. It's the Iron Chancellor that dropped earlier this year. This one's called Humble Beginnings. Let's get into it real quick.
Yo, it's Flowtecs back in the booth.
Big up my boy Flowtecs, man. Look out for my man coming out, dropping mixtape, dropping albums, and got a lot of shit in store this year, man. And next year.
Never heard a teacher that I ever thought was worthy. Forever knew my worth, I'm more smarter than they thought. Always been mature and kept it grown. I grew up over early, kept a fully focused head.
Again, this was like all done on Logic, like in my earlier producing days. Again, I've not been producing that long, so yeah, I started out on Logic 9. And yeah, the whole EP was done on that. Done quick time, I made it within a week, you know, like once linking up with Flowtecs. You know, hearing a few of his earlier stuff kind of inspired me to just go in and do like 6 tracks. I just thought, yeah, slide them all to my man, just do the EP real quick, bang it out, man.
These days I speak to speak my views. Now I'm writing bars and they hitting like instant class. Elegant life is what I dream to see. Beneath the smiles is a pain so deep. Straight and weak, but music.
Big up Chemo on the mixing as well, man. This whole EP was mixed by Chemo.
Release the statements with sharp points like a javelin. I'm second to none, no comparison. I'm hearing pop bars, embarrass you. The fact just ain't balancing. I interpret scriptures that I challenge it. Yeah, I see it.
So yeah, that's Humble Beginnings, man. Look out for the Iron Chancellor EP. That's already out. You can download that for free. Look out for the video for Raw 94. That's out on YouTube as well. And yeah, a couple more videos in store for this EP. We ain't done with it yet, so yeah, keep your eyes open, man. Bad company. This next joint we're about to get into is Universe Inside the Box. This one's also coming out on the Wing Scarabs LP. My boy Solar Black, Triple Darkness, dropping next year. Look out for this one. Let's get into it real quick.
Wish I could turn myself inside out and you will see.
This is one of the earlier joints I made. It's all done on Logic. Nowadays I don't really use Logic anymore. I'm more like Maschine based, everything's done in Maschine nowadays. The sample was probably ripped off of YouTube again. All my earlier stuff was done using E-samples. So yeah, but it's one of the earlier ones I sent out to the Triple Darkness team before I actually became a member. This is one of the ones that got me on and got Solar interested and the rest of them interested in the first place. So I'm quite proud of this joint, and I was proud when I heard the vocals over it. It's a real banger.
Manifesting greatness, destiny steering back. From the beginning of time I knew about the bigger plan. Mastering the esoteric with the barrier for clan.
So yeah, like what I used to do in Logic was like basically chop stuff up in the ESX24 sampler. I still use it from time to time, especially when I want to time stretch stuff, because I find that, you know, that's kind of like Logic's on point for time stretching. So I still use that now when I want those like precise loops, which, you know, sometimes you can't really get like using your hardwares and stuff like that. But yeah, like, you know, Logic's still like, still worth messing around with, man. I still mess with Logic from time to time, you know.
Wish I could turn myself in.
But yeah, that's one of my old Logic joints that I'm proud of, man. Universe Inside the Box. That's coming out on the Wing Scarab Solar Black LP, dropping soon, man. Bad company. This joint I'm about to get into one of my instrumentals. Called Army Green. I named it. Hasn't really been thrown out there to anyone yet, but yeah, we'll get into it real quick. I think, if I can remember, the sample was from a Miles Davis joint that I took off vinyl. So yeah, gonna get into the skeleton of it and then show you basically how it turned out. Basically a bunch of different chops from the joint. Had a few reverb, a few delay on it, you know. Just got that already, you know, just needs the beat over it. So what I used to do back in the day is like make a chopping machine, fling it into Logic, pitch it up a bit, because there's a few tools in Logic that I like to use to do my pitching. And the joint basically ended up like this. This is once I put it in Logic and fucked with it some more, tweaked it out a little bit. This one's all live drums, bass as well, filtered from the sample, turn up. So yeah, not quite sure what I'm gonna use this one for yet, but guaranteed, you know, like, we'll have the right MC or MCs over this, man, trust me. Army Green, Bad Company, look out for that one. Peace. Yo, this one's called Flame Guardian. This next one I'm about to get into. This is out on the Triple Darkness album, coming out this year, next year. Flame Guardian. You might know the sample, it's another bait one. Nina Simone, Keeper of the Flame. Going through the vinyls the other day, stumbled across it, thought yeah, had to chop it, use it somehow. shit. So yeah, different kind of chops, just take you through them, basically how we went through it. So yeah, nothing to it really, simple, you know, but it ended up being effective. And yeah, Flame Guardian, this one's coming out on the Triple Darkness album, soon to drop. Bad Company. So yeah, this next joint about to get into is another instrumental. Made it quite a while ago on the Maschine. Named it Malaysian Flight MH. Can't remember the exact flight, but yeah, it's kind of like a dedication to the Malaysian flight that went missing, the first one. Don't ask me why, but I get those random thoughts sometimes, just name tracks on some random shit. But yeah, the sample taken from some old gospel shit that I found going through my local store. Some real soulful shit. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Anyone that's been on my SoundCloud recently might recognize this track. I threw it up on there quite recently. The sample's been pitched up, so I'll get into the one that's been put on SoundCloud after this as well. So what I used to do back in the day was sometimes make the joint in Maschine, then bounce everything into Logic, and sometimes with the sample I used to pitch it up, so it would suit the drum more sometimes, you know. Go through the different chops. I mean, with those kind of chops there, you know, like, it's pretty much simple to make anything around that. Some real powerful chops and some samples there, man. It's quite inspiring. I'll get into the final version of it that I put up on the SoundCloud, just in case anyone recognizes it. It sounds a bit more livelier. Again, the drums sound a bit more lively as well, you know, I put a few effects on them as well. Yeah, man, that's one of my favourites. That's the Malaysian Flight, dedicated, you know, to that flight that went missing. Who knows what happened to that shit, man. That shit could be out there, some floating around still, man, you never know. So yeah, Bad Company. Joint we're about to get into is another one of my instrumentals. I named it Mind's Eye. It's not out on any projects at the moment, but yeah, look out for it. Let's get into it real quick. The sample was taken from Moody Jr. Live drums as always. Just piano chops, man, real simple. Throw some bass on there, some stabs. Simple but effective, you know. To the chops real quick. It's Mind's Eye, man. It's another one of the instrumentals, you know. Chopping it up, that's how we do, man. Bad Company. Next one I'm about to get into, named this track Dogma. I gave this one to my boy Killa Z. This is coming out on his next mixtape. This one, yeah, Dogma. Let's get into it real quick. What I've done with this one is took the sample, chopped it up within Logic so I could have it time stretched, so when I bring it into the machine I can make the beat around it already, so you know the loop's kind of just running on itself, already chopped up, nice time stretched for me. Put some nice bass over that, got that boom bap type feel to it, you know. Get into the loop by itself, it's how it sounds by itself. And also pitch it up like how I wanted it before I drag it into Maschine as well, so sometimes I like to work between the two, you know. Yeah, and basically just come out like so. Dogma. Next joint back to get into, I titled it Progress. I gave this one to a very talented singer from up north, from Manchester, titled LA. Look out for this one, vocals soon about to drop on it, it's gonna be a banger. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, man. So yeah, let's get into it. Progress, big up LA. Laid back type shit, you know. Simple but effective, just throw a couple drummers over there, like low, so you can't really hear it, but you can hear the loop as well. Basically, like, the loop kind of does its own thing, you ain't really got to do much, you know. It's just one of those ones, like, just let the beat talk to you, man. Throw some bass over that shit. Plugins, bring out the loop, make it sound beefy. Yeah, man, ain't really much to it, man. I mean, simple but effective, man. Sometimes that's the best way to go. Yo, about to get into this next joint, named it Moving Target. One of the joints that I made going to and from Maschine and Logic. Yeah, it's one of my favorites, man. So yeah, so what I've done with this was chop the sample up inside of Maschine, pitched it up how I wanted it, made the beat. Sorry. I actually chopped the sample up inside Logic, pitched it the way I wanted it, time stretched it, then made the beat in Maschine, dragged the beat into Logic, and it all came together like that kind of thing. That's the sample running by itself, and the beat inside Logic. I'd already made it, so I was looking for a sample to fit it, kind of thing. It came together like this. Okay, yeah, so it's Bad Company, about to take you through the beat making process. It's a beat that I started making earlier on. It's rough things, hasn't really been finished yet, so yeah, from start to finish, just gonna break it down and yeah, let's hear it first. So you've got, you know, like your basic ingredients, the beat, you know, sample, piano, bass, little horns if you can hear it in the background. So it only really needs a couple more bits, you know, and it's ready for the MC, man. Let's just take you through how it went, start to finish. Using the Native Instruments Maschine and the Akai MPK49. Took the sample from a Miles Davis track, Sweet Sue. And using the Numark PTO1 USB for that as well to record the vinyls in. And yeah, so basically from the pads to the keyboard, got a little piano chop right there, and using it as an instrument. You know, going for that dark feel, man, as we do. So yeah, once we got the piano looping, I already had the beat made, so I just tried to find like the right instruments for it, the right samples for it. Bring in those horns. And the horns are from the same track, from the Miles Davis, sped up, give it that kind of synthesizer type feel. Put some beat delay on that, which is an effect that you can use in the, comes built in the machine. Next, just add some bass onto it. Again, the bass is coming from Maschine, that's a built-in instrument. It's got some nice basses on that. Then again, that's it. The last thing we're gonna add is the drums. So yeah, I like to sample all my own drums from vinyls, and then usually lay them, maybe put a few from a few kits I've downloaded, so you can hear the beat now. Bringing the snares and the hi-hats. So now, using two different groups for my drums, I can add what effects I want to each group. Tweak it exactly how I want it. And yeah, with the drums, when it comes to layering, I mean, if I take out that high one now, you can hear where it's gone, bring it back in, that snaps there. Like to put some distortion on my snares, add a little reverb. Nice plugins I like to use from the Waves, the Fab Filter, Simplon, to really go for like what part in the sound that I want and just like take that part. Yeah, man. And that's basically how we make the beats, man, how we go through from start to finish, you know. Bad Company.